I love what we do. Watching a business owner grow, watching them become happier, watching their spouse become happier, listening to the great stories about how they finally got a vacation or how they are participating in their kids' sports or they're actually coaching. It's so rewarding. I can't even tell you. And I even like working with you. How's that?
Boy, that's a first. So it's going to be another polar vortex, I guess. But
good. Then we can go to Mexico.
She does this to me all the time.
They said husband and wife teams do not work. But in our case, it's working just fine. My name is Bonnie Richtman-Verbeten, and we own Peak Performance Action Coach, which is a company whereby we help business owners go to the next level. So if you are a business owner and you are a little stuck or stymied in one area of your business, that's our expertise. 2009. We've been doing this.
Well, we've been doing this since 2009. Originally, we were in Libertyville, and we moved from Libertyville to here. There.
When we did a map and we when we put our push pins in, Grayslake was kind of centrally located for everybody.
Yeah.
And since we live here, it was like, yes, we can stay in our community.
Yeah, regardless of the weather, regardless of the time of day, we're only 6.5 minutes away.
I love living in Grayslake.
It's a really great place to be. I mean, there's no locational disadvantage to be in Grayslake.
We moved here 30 years ago, and I remember when we were looking for places to live, I was so excited because it was really far. I came from Aurora, and it was really far, I thought. And I remember calling my mom, going, "Mom, guess what? We found this community where they have a dog and suds and a lake with a beach. How cool is that?" It's like the places that you stop in when you go on vacation. And man, I tell you, I had those kids at Jones Island. Back in the day, we were there almost every day. We went to the library, which used to be uptown.
I remember living, in Libertyville, and when people would mention Grayslake, I'd go, "Isn't that farming community up there a little bit to the north?"
Obviously, things have grown a lot. Things have changed. Our library is big. It's wonderful. The schools are great. We had a lot of really great neighbors. And it's that small town feeling in a community that isn't really small town because there's a lot of amenities. There's great places to eat. We have a beautiful wetland that's a natural preserve that we can all enjoy. It's great. There's trails that we can, ride our bikes on, that we can walk on. I think there's just tons of great amenities, and it's really nice living so close to where we work.
I started off coming right out of undergrad school as a corporate child. So a lot of corporate experience, a lot of leadership experiences, and then starting my own company. So the first company was a rock quarry. Go figure. Fred Flintstone. I mean, come on, give me a break. So I did that, started it up, broke it even, cashed in my equity there, invested it in an interim CEO business here in Northbrook. Did that for about 3 years. So I've got a lot of great experience because we'd run around running companies. So I did that for about 3 years, and then I just said, that's it. I'm going to just go do something on my own. And then that's when we did this. And so in 2009, we decided to put our money and our energy and our time into building a business coaching business.
I'm a corporate America child. I have 5 children, so that was interesting. After I had the 5th one, I left corporate America and started a daycare business out of the house. During that, I worked part-time, and believe it or not, I worked at Weight Watchers, which I always went back there to lose weight after each of the kids were born. And I was really good at, I love public speaking, motivational speaking, things like that. So I decided to, when they asked me if I would be interested in being a leader, I said, sure. It was a great business to have in the evening when when their dad was home with them, so that worked out really well. And then I started a physical therapy clinic. So my neighbor was a physical therapist. We met at the bus stop, believe it or not. And she said, hey, I want to start a business. And of course I said, oh, won't that be fun? I want to start a business too. Won't that be fun? Because I always wanted to run my own thing after the corporate America stint. I, didn't always want to have to answer to corporate. So the idea of having something that I could control, I could take care of my staff the way I want to pay them. I could pay them when I want to pay them, take care of them, give them vacation. Make it a really fun, awesome place to work is what I wanted. And I also wanted something family friendly, something for women to be able to have children and a family and all the activities of their kids. If we all work together and we job share, we should be able to have kids and a career and make some money. And after about 5 years, I had a lot of experience. I had the human resources down pretty well. I had the policies and procedures down pretty well, but I knew that I didn't really understand my numbers. So I treated my business like I did my checkbook. If I had the money, I did it. I had a budget, but I didn't really understand, was I making money at these things? How come we're always on the edge? So I met this coach in Grayslake in a little networking group that we had. And as soon as he stood up and started talking, I honestly thought to myself, what is this guy doing in this little restaurant in Grayslake? He belongs in a boardroom in Chicago, which is exactly where he came from. So I thought, I wonder what this guy knows. So we sat down and had a conversation, and we ended up hiring him. We were at about $580,000 a year in gross revenues at the clinic, and I was biting my nails every payroll. It was just like, it was so tense all the time, having trouble sleeping because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with things. So we said, I'm going to hire him because I really don't understand the numbers, and I don't even really know what a balance sheet is for, and my P&L is just like a big checkbook in my mind. We interviewed a couple of coaches before we decided, back when I owned the physical therapy clinic, before we went with Dave, and a lot of the coaches were very adamant about telling me what to do. Dave asked questions, asked me, what do I want? I didn't always know what I wanted. So he would say, what don't you want? So I knew what I didn't want. That was easy. So trying to pull out, what do I want? Where do I want to go? How do I want to get there? What's important to me? What's not important to me? So the coaching sessions actually helped form what I was really looking for. And then he didn't cram anything down my throat. It was a process of, my job is to get you where you want to be, not where I want you to be, but where you want to be. And so we laid all those things out. So we hired him. When I started to understand what margins were, what break even was, what average dollar sales were, what KPIs were, it made all the difference in the world. So it took us about 18 months, but we went from 580 to 1.3 million. I went down to a 4-day work week. I could spend time with my family again. I could sleep at night. We had some extra money. We could have some fun with it. We threw some to the staff. We got to do some fun things. It changed everything. So I got to a point where I wanted to expand into more locations. My business partner at the time, who was the physical therapist, her dream was one clinic. That was it. If that's it for the rest of my life, that's boring. I need more. So I sold my shares to her, and Dave came to ask me if I would consider working with him, and the first time I said no. Then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I'm perfectly groomed for this. This is really a perfect segue for me. This is amazing. So we sat down and we made an agreement, and I joined the firm, and I haven't looked back since.
Every business owner has a certain set of problems. Our job is to close the gap between where you are, and sometimes that's kind of ill-defined, but then where they want to be.
I like to explain it that the business owner is here, but they have lofty ideas of where they really want to be, and they're up here. So how do I get from here to here is always a question. So we build the bridge for them slat by slat, and we help them climb up until they get to where they want to be.
So that the business owner, along with our help, can feel comfortable that, we can get this done. So
we get into the trenches with the owner. So when the owner feels like there is so much stress and so much bogging them down, I can't sleep at night, I can't get this off my mind, I'm biting my nails every payroll because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it, am I going to be able to pay myself? Because most business owners pay themselves as an afterthought. those kinds of things that keep them up at night. And they're constantly at work, they're missing family time, all those kinds of things. We can help them with them.
We don't want to limit any business owners' dreams. In fact, we like dreams. Unless you want to go to the Super Bowl, then you're probably not coachable. But along that journey, somebody's got to be taking a look at the guardrails.
So it's really hard to find us. Oftentimes people will go into the barbecue productions
Yeah.
and they'll call us and say, where are you? So you enter our building. In the middle of the building, there's little green awnings and it says Office Center. Go through those doors and there's a set of stairs. Head up the stairs, go all the way up the stairs. When you get to the top, take a left. You'll turn pretty much all the way around, go down that hallway, and we're a few doors down on the right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we're here earlier or later.
Much earlier.
Best to call first because we have a lot of appointments and we're in and out, so it's best to call and make an appointment so that we can sit down and have a conversation. Best way to reach us is on my cell. We have a business phone. Don't call it because I'm not here very often and it'll just go to my cell anyway. And that's the best way to get to Dave. I take care of all of the appointments and things like that so that he's free to do his coaching.
Yeah, if you have a sort of a direct inquiry, then you can feel free to send me an email. It's Dave Verbeten. Try to figure that one out. Verbeten at actioncoach.com.
peakperformanceactioncoach.com. You can reach me at Bonnie at peakperformanceactioncoach.com. Check out the website. We've got a lot of testimonials from our clients. We've got a lot of good content on there. We've got a blog. We have a couple of tests that you can take, which are kind of fun to take to find out where you are in your business. One is a business health check. We have 2 other tests on there for marketing and things. So go ahead and get on the website and take them. After you take it, it'll give you an analysis of how well you're doing.